Hey everybody, this is Mike from Dallas Geek. Normally this is the point where I say Brad's working the camera and then we do some kind of little play thing where I tell him I don't care and everything like that. We've got a little bit of a different setup going today. So we are actually on Skype right now with Jake and Gigi Edgley. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Hi, Mike.
Perfect.
Hello. I'm gonna wave, even though you guys can see me. That's a little awkward. Okay. So you guys are coming in loud and clear. Again, this is a little bit different than the setups that we usually do. But we had the pleasure of talking with you, Gigi, at the Galactic Swag Expo, what was that, about 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah, so ever since Farscape filmed many moons ago, I've been floating around the world doing these awesome comic conventions. And I want to give something back to the fans because you guys have all been so supportive and so encouraging and loving towards my journey. So we wanted to give something back to you guys. So I approached Jake, and we've played a lot of music together in Australia, and I said, what do you think about traveling around the world and doing a fan run tour and going into people's backyards and nightclubs and comic cons and music venues and playing specifically for what we did originally is we actually put online, hey guys, does anyone want to come and see us or host us anywhere in the world, and we'll come to you. And what
we had an overwhelming response.
Yes! And it was kind of like an experiment at first because we were like, we don't know, we're not quite sure. And
hundreds of comments and retweets and suggestions and ideas, and it was all a bit overwhelming. That's the word I was looking for.
So last year we travelled from May to September, all around the world. We went to Australia, Atlanta, Little Rock, New York, San Francisco, Denver.
Toronto.
Where else? Like, it was crazy. Houston.
Oh, wow.
Every night we were literally in a different town each night. And we found out also that I was pregnant after we booked everything.
Oh,
so
no.
We were rocking up at all the venues. And, I got this big tummy, and it was still amazing and fantastic, awesome. But it's interesting because now we've got our baby on tour. Not our baby, I mean my baby. This is my brother,
right.
obviously. He's going to be coming on tour too.
Yep.
Now she'll see it from the other angle.
Yeah. Instead of just listening, you get the visual element too. Probably stick with all our original songs.
Yeah.
Like,
she's heard them all.
We were just having a rehearsal in the bedroom, and we started with the first rehearsal with one of the songs that she would have heard a million times, and she sort of head just like chirped up, like.
And she started chuckling, and like, she had a little rattle. She's like,
oh no.
And we're like, oh my god, we've created a monster, a musical monster.
Oh, that's too funny. Well, speaking of the tour, that's actually something that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, how you came up with the idea with it, because on the website, I'm just going to read it off, we would love to come to your backyard, your gathering, your venue, and give you a magnificent show. We want friends and family from your local communities to come and not only watch the show, but also to take part as well. So I guess, how did the idea come about that, like, we'll go anywhere, we'll play in your backyard, we'll play, and then, I guess, how are you trying to incorporate everybody into the show that comes in to see you guys?
Everyone's in the band! You're in the band! You're in the band!
Well, we sort of just wanted to make it interactive at the same time as being a performance, and we also found that, like, people who are wanting to host us often have musical friends or they're musical themselves, and I just kind of, it came up with itself, really. It wasn't something, I don't think we initially planned on it, but then everyone kept chiming in saying, oh, my brother's a drummer and he can do this, and I'm a fan of yours and I play trumpet, I'd love to get up and just jam a few tunes, and that sort of thing happened. And it grew from there to the point where we had, in our first music shows that were in New York and other places, we had Matt on trumpet for one night, and then 2 weeks later at DragonCon we got a 7-piece band full of fans and friends and family and jamming away and just creating weird and wonderful noises for everyone to listen to.
And it was cool because, we didn't want it to be a $1 million production. The whole thing about going on this journey was to connect properly with people. And we didn't even limit it to if they were musicians. We said, if what's your passion, whether it be burlesque dancing or whether it be, we had a poetry, a burlesque dancer, a fight, a spinner as well. It was just like an evening or a day that we gather together and just really connect on a personal level and have an amazing jam session. there's so much craziness and intensity going on in our everyday lives that it's so refreshing to join forces and just have some fun, you know, and really appreciate and celebrate each other.
Last year we had a professional sleeper come up and sleep on stage for 20 minutes. It was quite a performance.
That was my boyfriend. So that
He was tired. He was coming to every show.
He's like, I've heard this set before.
Dealing with 6-month pregnant Gigi and jet-lagged Jake was
oh, no.
And he was the guy sleeping in the background of half the shows and enjoying with his eyes resting.
But also something quite magical that happened on the last tour too is you never know. In the early days, we didn't know where we were going to end up. Like we didn't know if it was just literally going to be, 20 people at every show in the backyard, and it went from one extreme to the next. Like we played at Martha's Vineyard at this beautiful homemade pizzeria with beautiful brick oven and everything. It was extraordinary. Then our very, very first show in the States was San Diego Comic-Con last year, and it was off the charts.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was definitely some jet lag, Jake, going on. I flew into town, and then the next night we had the rehearsal with the 7-piece band doing a lot of sort of 80s themed covers and pop banging for what was like a 500 or 1,000 person sold out event or something like that for the opening of San Diego Comic-Con. We had our rehearsal, and it was a little shaky. I was totally jet-lagged. Gigi wasn't sure about the songs. We were trying to pick songs and get the keys right and mash some songs up and do all this stuff. The rehearsal was passable, but just. And then we did the performance, and we were like
thousands of people.
We really nailed that.
Before,
how do we pull that?
Because we're obviously usual actors, like an acoustic kind of duo, kind of chilled out, funky, a little bit of the groove on kind of vibe. And when Jake goes, so where's the first show? I said, it's the opening party for San Diego Comic-Con, and we're playing with the awesome flux capacitors, and he's like, what? Like, how many people? And I went, it's around 1 to 2, and he goes, 100? I'm like, I think it's like 1,000. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and then conversely, that went from that massive crowd of like hundreds of people partying, rocking, 7-piece band, to the smallest, most intimate acoustic session at a little bakery with 60 to 80 people sitting with children and kids and passing around a hat as sort of
it was really
donation
cool
vibe and homemade pizzas, and everyone makes their own pizza and then you share, and it's a really community vibe around there. So that was really chill, and we met some awesome people there too.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was just complete contrast from rocking party to intimate acoustic talking with everyone after the show. Sort of, it was magical.
It's very cool too, because Jake allowed me to drag him from his proper, schedule in Australia, where he booked back to back on. He came off The Voice and The X Factor, and he's had a lot of success in his own right. So I'm like, Jake, please come and be a gypsy with me for a month, a year, and this. He's like,
we're going to travel the world and have not a care.
Yeah, and so this year we've already done a couple of shows in Australia, which is amazing, and now on Friday we're actually doing the US premiere at Liberty City Anime Con. And then we cruise to the Way Station, which is an awesome, Doctor Who bar in Brooklyn the night after that.
Okay.
We jump on a bus and we go to Rhode Island, and we're playing at a SKU, which would be an amazing event. Then we come back for a second, and we jump on another plane, go to Seattle. We're playing at Sleight of Hand. And then I believe it's New Mexico Expo, Comic-Con. Then where do we head after that, Jakey? Oh, then we also we have our Whiskey A Go-Go show, which is just this is so cool, because we get to play in my hometown now and drag all of our friends along. And then after Whiskey Go-Go, we go to Denver, where we're playing at this beautiful winery. And then the next stop is Memphis at High Tone Cafe. And then we do our grand finale at Dragon Con, which is cool, because last year our finale was at Dragon Con.
Indeed, it was. Very, really cool.
Okay.
Because generally our vibe is that we play kind of half mix and half covers and half originals songs, and sort of some good sing-alongs and some dancey tunes. But for Dragon Con, at a lot of the conventions, they just, because of rights or copyright or whatever it is, they can't have stuff broadcast that are covers. So we do original only shows for most of the conventions, and we did that last year, and we went into the hall, and it was this massive,
huge,
massive, like
5,000.
5
million, billion.
Everyone in America can come if they want.
but it was totally empty, and we're like, oh, we must have the wrong room. And the sound guys are like, you're the Wonderland tour finale, right? We're like, yes. And we had such a momentous journey thus far. And we thought, because it's Dragon Con, which is one of our favourite Comic Cons, conventions, we thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be, we don't even need to publicise it because everyone's already there. And apparently, we'd been last minute, there was room changes or something like that. So it was quite fast. So I go into freak out mode, don't I, Jake?
There's a little freak out going on.
And I'm like, ah! So I run out into the crowd and I'm like, guys, there's free booze, free girls, free guys.
Come into the Wonderland.
And some music. Everyone's like, stamping. And we end up coming up with a really beautiful crowd. And we had some dear friends. We had my guys, beautiful mum and dad there, and his brother. We had beautiful Brian Henson that joined us as well, which was super exciting,
Yeah.
So it was very, very special how it all evolved. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I just want to follow up. So you guys said that you prefer to mainly do the more acoustic stuff, just the two of you guys. So I guess my question would be, which venues do you like more? Do you like the more intimate kind of 30 to 60 people settings where you're all just kind of sitting around, kind of doing your thing? Or do you like to get in front of that big, 1,000+ crowd and everybody's going nuts?
It's hard to compare, really.
Yeah, they're two different. It's kind of like asking if you prefer pizza or pasta as an Italian.
Both, on top of each other.
We just order both. Right?
Okay, that's fair.
So we like a mix of shows, I think. We like, if we were doing massive venues every night, we'd get sick of it. If we were doing acoustic stuff every night, we'd want to dance out and rock some of the time. So I think it's good. Last time we started that huge event, we went to a really small, intimate 60 to 80 person one. We did some smaller ones around Massachusetts and then New York. And then we also did the Dragon Con, which was huge. A couple of hundred people came. And yeah, I think it's
we love it all.
We love it all.
We love it all. And also, like, every different person that we play with and person that we meet, and even people in the audience that clap along or sing along or just are there supporting, you learn something a lot about yourself. It's very cool for us two to hang out as well because Jake's usually based in Australia and I'm here, and we've joined at the hip for so many years. So there's many different cool elements at all the different shows.
Gotcha. Okay. And then there's something that I did want to touch on. So generally, two artistic siblings, there's usually a sibling rivalry going on or anything like that. Was there any of that at any point, or did you guys always get along and always want to play together, or is this something that just kind of was like, hey, why don't we? And then it just kind of grew from there?
Well, we have 7 other brothers and sisters, and we don't like them.
Yeah, no.
Just kidding. No, all our family is amazing.
Yeah, we have a very artsy and creative family.
Okay.
So just about everyone does some sort of singing or dancing or some sort of performing element to them.
So I think because our dad is an entrepreneur. He bought Cirque du Soleil,
promoter,
Fruition and Nereus and Kiss and rock bands
and Neil Diamond and all that.
Yeah, so our whole lives we've been really blessed to grow up in the entertainment and music industry. So it felt like it made sense that we joined forces and we were part of it. I don't think majorly we've had any crazy falling out, but the day's still young. No, it's cool. I think also because we've lived together. We're always besties, and I went off to shoot Farscape. So, and then then you eventually moved to Sydney. So I think I don't know. It's always been pretty chilled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jake, anything to the contrary? Is she being honest?
Yeah. No, that's pretty honest.
We better start some kind of drama.
It was.
No.
We lived together for years, and that's pretty. I think that's much more testing than writing songs and.
Right, when you can live with somebody, I think you're pretty set. Yeah.
So, I mean, she's a total diva and high maintenance. Hey, I'm starting something here. That's supposed to be battling.
I'm like, what? What do you mean I'm a diva?
I turn in the camera.
No, I think that pretty much sums it up straight on point. We always kind of jammed since I first started playing guitar and singing.
Okay.
Through from there, and we wrote some songs very early on that were just terrible looking back.
Terrible, yeah, just
Atrocious.
terrible.
I've still got the MP3 somewhere.
Jake probably was the one that believed in me and taught me that it was okay to sing. Like growing up, I did musical theatre and I felt brave like that. But then then my focus turned into acting, and so I've been really, really in that mode. And then when we had some downtime, when we were living together, we were busking, and that's fun because people are walking by, they're not really watching. You can muck around and jam, and it's all very casual. And then Jake asked me to join him in a show one night that was a proper show, and that was the first real introduction to getting a bit more professional about it,
Okay.
And so that was 10 years ago? About 10 years ago?
Yeah.
And so then after that, it sort of ignited something within me, and I'm like, yeah, every morning I'd tap on his door and be like, let's write a new song, let's record something, let's do this. And you couldn't really stop us from singing. So watch out.
Okay. Now, you guys said that the big finale for the tour is at Dragon Con this year.
Oh, yeah.
So, any plans after that to keep writing new stuff, maybe touring again, or are you guys just going to take the rest of the year and just kind of...
Well, I go back to Australia, I go back to Sydney, and I'm a full-time musician there, so
Sure.
I go back into wedding season and Christmas, Christmas parties and all that sort of stuff.
Gotcha.
Same sort of thing, and also do some little festivals and stuff like that for original music. And I go back to that, and then
here I'm based in Los Angeles, but I'm back for Christmas and jump on some of his shows, hopefully.
yes,
Okay.
and some Christmas parties together probably.
And but in between that time, I've been doing lots of Comic Cons, and my guy and I are developing a couple of script ideas as well, and we've shot music videos. So we just want to keep creating amazing things for you as well. Yeah, we've just done this beautiful short film that is winning awards left, right, and centre. It's called Hashtag. And again, that was something that the community all did together. That was a Kickstarter, and I was very nervous because I've always done professional things, and I was a bit scared asking people to help us out with funds. And I actually realised through the whole process that people love it because we're actually working to tell amazing stories together. So that actually has got nominated for some really nice awards at the Renaissance Festival in London. Just won the top film of Gen Con, which is great. It was in San Diego Comic Con Film Festival. But all the details I've got on my website, and Jake has an amazing website too. It's both GigiEdgley.com is my website.
GigiEdgley.com, pretty original.
And we've got all our links to our social media and fun stuff there. But the site, if people want to tune into to check out the whole tour, is wonderland.love. Wanderintheland.love.
Right.
Sometimes it's tricky to understand with our funny accents. Wonderland.love.
Yeah.
And just real quick, how many years have you guys done this in a row?
So the last year we did from May to September.
That's just a really big tour.
A big tour. And
big tour.
Before that, before I moved to the States, we've played a lot of shows and everything from busking to corporate gigs to nightclub events to, as I said before, Jake was on some pretty massive television shows singing and creating amazing music. And so this was our first time sort of on the road together, going on a huge adventure. And at the end of last tour, because I was so pregnant, 8 months at the end, I think, by the time it ended.
6 at the start, so
it was right at the point where it was somehow magically perfectly timed at Thank You God Then Buddha. And Jake was so cool at the end of the last show, he's like, okay, so let's sit down and plan next year. I'm like, what are you talking about? And so here we are. So please come and enjoy a truly special evening. It's special for us.
Bring your triangle.
Bring your triangle.
Bring your triangle.
Bring it's a family friendly event. Come and enjoy this amazing adventure with us.
I guess the next question is, next year, same plans?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Depends if you guys come or not.
Well, I was going to say, if you guys do, we can always have you over in Texas.
Yeah. We did go to the Blue Giraffe, Houston, last year round.
Yeah, that was a cool time.
But we'll have you come to the good part. We'll have you come to Dallas.
Bye.
So, before I get you guys out on this is something that I saw when I was kind of doing some research on you guys. Gigi, did I see somewhere that you were at Stanley's birthday party?
Yeah, so this is how it's been such a cool thing. Like, so after Farscape, a lot of people don't realise I did a lot of Australian television shows, and we had some great series there, and lots of leading lady fun stuff, cops and robbers and nurses and doctors and very normal non-sci-fi things. And I tell people about that at comic conventions, and they're like, "But what about more alien stuff?" So I got to a point in Australia where it was lots of fun, but I felt like I'd done what I'd done. You know, I had a really good time there, and I felt like I got as far as I could within my career there. So then I had connections in the States. So I came to the States, and it's funny because Mum calls me up and she's like, "I don't even know where you are. What are you doing over there? Like, come back and be on Home and Away or Neighbours and, you know, be safe without the guns and the terrorists." And I was like, "Mum, it's fine. We're having an amazing journey and it's a big adventure over here." And so what has happened is many beautiful collisions with amazing people, like the Flux Capacitors were playing for Stanley's 95th birthday, and because I've been introduced with them for other events, I called up Ryan and I said, "Listen, can I jump on board for Stan Lee's?" He's like, "Yeah, come on over." So it's all been, this is what's so cool about America and Los Angeles, is every single person you meet is in the industry, so it's a lot more effortless to get things off the ground. You know, and it's very exciting. As I said before, the Comic-Con family is a beautiful family, and it's full of amazing creative geniuses, you know, like that's how we met you guys, you know. And the more we help each other out on this journey, the better this earth will be.
Yeah, we just kind of bumped into you, like I said, a couple weekends ago, and then 45 minutes later, Brad's like, "Okay, so I got a number and we're going to set something up." And I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to be there for it, so you get to do everything." I was like, "What?" So, no, this was an absolute blast. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk with us today. One more time, where can they find tour dates? Where can they follow projects that are upcoming for y'all?
So we're at wonderland.love. That's wonder with an A, wonderland.love. GigiEdgley.com. I'm jakeedgley.com. And you can just search pretty much anywhere. Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We've got Wonderland stuff everywhere. We've got hats. We've got whatever you feel like. We've probably got something you could buy in that area. So come and check out a show, have a listen to some music, and a bit of a jam, and we'll serenade your ears.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. And, this was a real pleasure. Hopefully we'll get to do it again very soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So you guys have yourselves a great day. All right. Guys, for Jake and Gigi, this was Mike from Dallas Geek.
Bye.
Everybody wave.